Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Leo, for offering me the opportunity to introduce to you my friend, my brother, and an amazing leader in our community, Tiyale Hayes. Often people see your now, but have no understanding or appreciation for your then. Tiyale's then is a tapestry of determination, grit, passion, focus, integrity, service-mindedness, and love. All great ingredients individually, but a true game changer when woven together. He has always embodied the importance of giving back, paying it forward, and living in a manner where people are inspired by the example he sets through his actions. I know Tiyale as a priceless friend of almost 25 years. We were 10 when we met. A fraternity brother and a person who makes all of those in his circle to feel special, to the point that you feel like you're the only person who matters in the world in that moment. Most important, Tiyale is one of my heroes. I have lots of stories, some appropriate for right now and some appropriate for later. You'll get to hear from this great human shortly, but I don't want you to think it's all work and hugs. Tiyale is funny and as shady as And I love sometimes that when we talk, that's what we talk about and when we connect. But when I think about Tiyale and his big heart over 20 years ago, he was the friend for me when I was in the transition period of moving from being a full-time law professor to going back into legal practice. This was a time that I was unsure and scared, even though the world around me thought I had it all together. Tiyale was that friend who said, "Come stay with me in Arkansas for a few months." He not only opened his home, but he opened his heart and poured life into me. Many people have used his home as a place to take that moment and figure out that transition. I just did it over a few months as opposed to doing it over a brunch. And for that, I'm always grateful. He constantly reminded me that life is filled with unexpected twists and turns. He gave stories of his triumph over trials, like him continuing to choose abundance and finding joy even when it seems hidden. Despite growing up in Richmond, where many of his peers never left, his mother dying shortly after college, like many of us being teased for being different, being an out gay black man, he chose to live in his truth. He chose to throw away the pain and keep the lesson in every life event. He chose abundance. He probably doesn't remember telling me this, but he told me then, being a giver is never contingent on how much you receive. The blessing is in the ability to give. This is a principle that Tiyale consistently lives by, giving through service, time, counsel, financial resources, creating safe spaces for people, and showing up consistently for his family, friends, and community in matters when it matters most. Civil rights leader and an organizer of the 1963 March on Washington, Bayard Rustin, once said, "To be afraid is to behave as if the truth were not true." We live in a day where courage is required to stand up for justice and live authentically, even in the face of fear. Our friend Tiyale, our honoree tonight, helps us remember something we all know. The truth is we are here. We've been here and we'll always be here, and that as we weave the truth into the tapestry of our lives, we create new opportunities for young people who are following us. We're creating opportunities to provide space for the next Tiyales to stand up and create positive change in their communities. Friends, help me welcome our honoree, Tiyale Hayes.
Oh, wow. Right. Wow. Thank you. I was not expecting that. So I was like, somebody gave me a tissue because they got real over there. But thank you guys so much. I am between you guys and the scholarship winners. So I want to make sure that we usher in and create a space for them to really highlight their accomplishments. So I'm going to keep my remarks short, but hopefully poignant, and say something that I hope can touch us and inspire us to keep this movement going. But first, I want to say thank you to Leo and my other fellow board members. Thank you guys so much. It's been such an unbelievable honor to serve on this board with you guys for the past 8 years. So my journey with Live Out Loud has been both life-affirming and life-changing. And the idea of affirming is that it's allowed me to really be myself, or a version of myself that I see in these students that we reach every day. And so it's so inspiring to hear the stories, to be in a classroom with them. And it's such an amazing walk to look back on look at what they're doing and use that as fuel to move forward. I'm gonna do a little bit of time jumping in my very short notes to you today. So I want you to stay with me as I jump around a little bit. As Reggie mentioned, I grew up in the South, and specifically Richmond, Virginia, and where I ironically had a pretty diverse set of family members. Before all the letters were a part of our nomenclature, I had family members who identified as bisexual, gender non-conforming, trans, and just queer. That still didn't shield me from the societal standards that were being placed on black boys to fit in this very narrow box that we were supposed to kind of fit in, right? But what those family members offered were windows, these amazing windows that allowed me to see something that felt different, which allowed me to believe that difference was actually possible. And so as I went on through life, God kept sending me all these random people everywhere that I kind of moved to. And there was a connection that we all shared. And I want to say many of those people today are really known as my village. And I have been unbelievably blessed to have this amazing village, and many of them are actually here tonight. And so they all flew in, drove in, came out to share in this, but it's really you all that have kept me moving and really, in many ways, have allowed me to live much more fully. These people have become brothers, my loving husband, best friends, sisters, some good Judys in the mix, some aunties, some moms, some grandmas, all the above, all sent with one single purpose in my life, and that purpose has been to heal the wounds of a little boy so that I can love much more deeply and much more fully. So the work that we do as queer adults is really about going back into that closet to get our true self out that we spent so much time hiding away from the world. And so as adults, we do that work to really shine a light on that person that we hid for so long from so many. And so I believe that is what my village has helped me do. So with that love has extended now into our two children, Brooklyn and TJ. As they navigate life, I'm sure that this same village that has helped heal me is going to be there for them and for all of our children. So to that, I say thank you. Now, so my ask for everyone here is very clear. We have to do three things. We have to create space, place, and opportunity for all queer youth. I'm going to say that again. We have to create space, place, and opportunity for all youth, because this is the work that we will do to protect our future. So in closing, to all the queer youth in the room, we are so unbelievably proud of you. And I hope you hear that. I want a round of applause for everyone. We are so, our scholarship winners, you inspire us, you push us. You are really living evidence that hope does reign eternal, because queer joy is resilient. Queer joy is contagious. Queer joy is infectious. It seeps into the corners of darkness and brings light where it's needed, because queer joy is God's gift to this very dark world. So keep on shining. There's some 5-year-old kid out there that one day will see you as a window into a future that may be brighter for them. So with that, I say thank you, Live Out Loud. Thank you guys so much. I love you all.